Hi friends, it's Megan and today is Tuesday, January 21st. I didn't get a chance to film last week. Actually I did, but I just was not feeling up to editing it and it was just too late in it, so I just deleted all the footage because it really wasn't that great to begin with. I'm a little bit under the weather. I don't know if you can hear the nasally kind of tone to my voice right now, but I did just want to update you on my reading as always, and I'm hoping to get a little bit better about vlogging this week and filming some interesting things going on in my life besides just sitting in front of this bookshelf. But just so you guys are all aware, I did finish A House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This tells a dark retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses. Wow, I don't know what I just said. The 12 Dancing Princesses. Yes. So this is a retelling, a dark retelling of that, essentially where there's 12 sisters and they keep dying off one by one. It had so many twists and turns. Usually I can guess how a book is going to go, but this just surprised me page after page and was so incredible. There was a point where I didn't even know what was right and what was wrong because it just got so like elaborate and complex and confusing and great. But yes, really good retelling, and I cannot wait to read more books like this. So if you have any recommendations for books like this, please comment them down below. But that is what I did last week, as well as volume 10 and 11 of Amarin High School Host Club, which tells the story of Haruhi, who is a female disguised as a male, and one day she walks into this host club and accidentally breaks a vase that is worth like more than her tuition. So to pay off her debt, she has to work the host club as her perceived male persona, and yeah, it just goes from there. So the goals for this week are pretty advanced and elaborate, but I am home alone, so hopefully I can actually achieve some of them since my parents aren't here and wanting to do stuff. It's kind of lonely though, I miss them. Anyways, I am about halfway through Crown of Feathers annotating, so I'm on page 272. As you know, I love this book. It's what I constantly talk about on this channel and mostly on my Bookstagram and Twitter. But I love this book. It tells the story of Veronica, who all she wants to do is be a Phoenix Rider, and Tristan, who all he wants to do is be a Phoenix Rider, and Seb, who is an animage, wanting to protect his fellow animages, but got stuck in position of a soldier on the opposing side of the animages. But overall, it's just an incredible book. There's such a strong and compassionate female lead, which is all I ever look for in a leading lady. There is male-male romance, there is phoenixes. I mean, how can you get better than this? I'm also about 74 pages into Siege and Storm, which is the second book in the Shadow and Bone Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. This is a prequel, essentially, series to the Six of Crows series, and you don't have to read it before Six of Crows, but honestly, after reading this, I would definitely recommend that. You do need to read it before King of Scars, however, so just make sure you do that. So yes, this is the second book, and I would like to finish that this week. I would like to start, and I'm going to confidently say finish, A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I've already read this book once, and I'm not planning on annotating it this time around, so I do think this will be a pretty quick and easy read because I can scan it a little bit faster since I've already read it. This one should be a pretty quick read. I just don't know if I'll get to it this week, and that is If I Stay by Gail Forman. This is a story of a girl who goes into a coma, and in her coma she is seeing the sides of either coming out of the coma or just moving on, and it's her trying to choose between the two sides. And then lastly, I would like to pick up Dengeki Daisy Volume 8 and the Tea Dragon Society, so both of these should be super quick, super easy reads. But yeah, those are the goals for this week. I did want to do a mini haul though. I've got quite a few books here that I've hauled recently, and instead of doing a separate haul video where I embarrass myself going off of my book ban, I thought I'd just do it here instead. So the first book I picked up is A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which is the sequel to A Darker A Darker Shade of Magic. No, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is a story by Bridget Kimmerer, and it's also a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And it's essentially a modern day retelling, but also with a historical fantasy twist. And there is some good disability rep with a main character having cerebral palsy. Next, I picked up Once and Future, which is a gender-bent sci-fi retelling of King Arthur. From what I've gathered, I could be entirely wrong, but I think that's what it is. And I know it's King Arthur, and I know it's gender-bent. I just don't remember if it's sci-fi or not. But yeah, this is something I've been dying to pick up, especially after reading The Guinevere Deception and slowly falling in love with Arthurian lore. So I'm happy to have this. I also just wanted to mention that if you were following my Twitter thread the other night, I actually got this book from Anthony, my boyfriend. He brought me to work and I did a lot of work for him at his job, so in exchange he went and bought me a book, and this is the book he picked out. I said I was gonna do a just turn around in circles and grab the first thing that I saw and hope it was a good read. But when I was talking about this book, he thought it was a really cool cover and ended up getting this one. But I do plan to do that idea in a future video someday. Next, and I got this just so I could get the trading cards, but it still looks incredible. It's called A Dress for the Wicked. It is by Autumn Krause, and I honestly have no idea what this is about, but it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go into it blind, but here is the main reason I picked up that book. You could only get these trading cards if you bought the book as a set with them, so I bought the book. But it is the female leads in the ACOTAR series, so I'm in love. Look how gorgeous these three girls are. My Night Court ladies! Yeah, remember that book buying ban I had? Well, now I'm about to haul $100 worth of books to you so you guys can see this. If you follow me on Twitter, you've already seen what I purchased, but it's embarrassing, so let's just start. My foot is entirely asleep and I'm upset about it, but we're just gonna keep going. So the first one from this Barnes & Noble haul I bought was The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. I know nothing about this. I just know that my friend Sadie from Sadie Joyful really wanted to read it for the Half-Blood Book Club this month, but unfortunately for her, the book pick this month is The Starless Sea, so I picked this up in maybe the idea that I could buddy read this with her. Then I picked up the Stalking Jack the Ripper box set. This is regularly $70 something and I got it for $35, I believe, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. It was part of the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. All of these books were actually, so that makes me feel a little bit better, but still ridiculous. I know nothing about this series other than it's exactly what the titles say: a girl stalking Jack the Ripper, a girl hunting Prince Dracula, a girl escaping from Houdini, and a girl capturing the devil. So yeah, this is a series I guess I will be starting this year because I now have to read 3 books for every book I want to purchase to make up for all these books I just purchased. Then I got The Girl the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young. She also wrote Sky in the Deep, which was a very surprising and last-minute addition to my top 15 books of 2019, so I'm very excited to pick up this one. And the last book of this haul, I thought there was more. Oh, I think I also pre-ordered like 1 or 2 books. I know I pre-ordered Chain of Gold, but I think that's it for now. But I picked up the graphic novel Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks, and I really don't know much about it, but it looks super cute, and yeah. So there went my book buying ban to shame. But yes, so I have 11 books that I bought. So I now need to read 33 books before I can purchase any more books. We'll see how long that holds up, but here's hoping. Last and most exciting, certainly not least, I am in shock that I own this now, and that is the Heart of Flames arc by Nikki Palpretto. I found someone who's trading this on the buy sell trade post. This comes out February 11th, but I am speechless and unbelievably stoked to have this in my hands right now. So that's where I'm at. That was a rough time for my poor bank account, but yeah, I'm gonna go film my owl crate video and probably go to bed. It's pretty late actually, so yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Hi friends, it is now Tuesday, January 28th, I believe. It's been 1 week since I last checked in with you, but I did want to throw in some clips of what I did this weekend. So I went to Half Price Books with Anthony and I picked up some things. There will be a book haul later on that. And then I also went to one of his wrestling shows, and I've never really talked about this, but Anthony is an independent WWE style wrestler, and so almost every weekend I go up and see one of his shows. But I did want to kind of wrap up this week. I think I did extremely well this week. I'm really proud of how much I got done. I finished volume 12 of Our in High School Host Club, and I believe I gave this one a 3-star. I think it went back to a short story kind of format, if I remember correctly. Actually, this one might have been a 4-star. I think it got better. Next, I picked up The Tea Dragon Society, and this was absolutely 5 stars. This was such a cute story about these minuscule dragons that if you care for them correctly, they will grow tea leaves that you can brew, and they have magical properties that let you like review your past and see back into your past. And there's this section at the end that shows the different types of tea dragons, and I absolutely need this hibiscus tea dragon. How adorable is that? I also read If I Stay by Gail Forman. I ended up giving this one 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it when I was younger, but I'm just really not into the contemporary scene anymore. However, it was enjoyable enough that I want to pick up the sequel and finish the series, but I probably will unhaul the series once I'm done. Next, I picked up the sequel to Shadow and Bone, which was Siege and Storm. This is the second book in the Grisha trilogy, and I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. A lot of people have like negative feelings about the Grisha trilogy, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's clearly like more amateur writing style and storytelling than Six of Crows, but it was written first, so that's to be expected. And I seriously love this world. I love this magic system. I love these characters, and Nikolai is the best. So that is all I have to say about this. I also picked up A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I completed it as an audiobook, and I've found that the audiobook is a really great way to reread books I've already read just to refresh myself, because I don't have to pay like very, very close attention to every single detail, but it's a good refresher as I'm heading in to the To Be Continued readathon, which is a readathon dedicated to finishing your series that I'm helping co-host next month. And I will be doing a separate TBR, well, a TBR video within this week, and that will be posted probably around Friday. I also completed Crown of Feathers. This was my 3rd reread of this, but this time I actually annotated it, and as you can see, I had a lot of thoughts. I think I had at least one thought per page, or one like quote per page that I needed to mark somehow. I just have so many feelings about this book, and I love it so much, and I cannot wait to pick up Heart of Flames. However, there are some books I need to finish before February, so that is put to the side. It's probably going to be the first book I complete in February, not only because I'm excited about it, but because I want to get my review out before it's released on February 11th. But yes, I just love this series so much, and yeah. Next, I picked up The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This is the Half-Blood Book Club book pick of the month. That is such a mouthful. And this will be our live show this Sunday, February 2nd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm super excited about it. It's an adult fantasy fiction novel about a college student who goes to the library and discovers this book without an author. And while he's reading it, he actually reads a short story. So it's a collection of short stories, and he reads one of the stories, and it's like very specifically, very detailed, a story that happened in his life. So it's not like one he could relate to, but it's something that actually happened to him. and it takes them on a quest to discover this phantasmical or perceived to be mythical library underground, and it's super cool. I'm loving it so much. I was a little nervous going into it because I wasn't sure about like the adult. I'm more of a young adult kind of genre person. I love this, like probably my favorite read of the year so far. Next, to also prepare for the to be continued readathon, I picked up the audiobook of A Gathering of Shadows. I am on page 239, about halfway through, and I'm enjoying this one as well. I'm actually enjoying the reread more than I did the initial read of this story. And lastly, and very surprisingly, I picked up the Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, and I'm only on page 28, but I'm thoroughly impressed on how much I'm retaining from this and how much I'm enjoying it. Like, I was really intimidated by it. I'm probably not gonna finish it in January or like before February's up, but I'm really impressed with how much I've done. And that is all I've like read or am currently reading right now. I do have a few other goals, so I want to finish the 3 books I just discussed, which is The Starless Sea, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Game of Thrones, but I also wanted to pick up Dengeki Daisy Volume 7 and 8. I said I wanted to pick up Volume 8 earlier, and then I went to start it and realized I still need to read Volume 7. And then I was gonna read Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor with Mia from Mia Rose Reads, but we decided to push this back for now just because we're both not feeling it right now. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also did read the audiobook of Three Dark Crowns and loved it. Like, that book was so good the second time, like the second reread. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to pick up One Dark Throne. So if I happen to finish all the books on my list, these 2 manga and the 3 I'm currently reading, maybe I'll pick up that, but honestly I don't see me even finishing what my current goals are. But yes, that is all for this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will check in with you next week. Bye, friends!